From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Wednesday, September 26th, the UAW strike against GM is over. No foul play is found in the death of a 2-month-old boy. And Congressman Castle wants Congress to move on Iraq. Here are the details. Workers at the Boxwood Road Assembly Plant outside Wilmington are going back to work as the United Auto Workers and General Motors reached a tentative contract agreement. The union says bargainers came to terms early this morning, and workers are encouraged to go back to work immediately after a 2-day strike. The agreement still has to be reviewed by local union presidents before being voted on by GM's 73,000 UAW members. A person briefed on the contract says the agreement shifts the huge burden of retiree health care from the automaker to the union through a company-funded trust. The deal is also said to include lump sum payments and bonuses for workers. Wilmington police say investigators have found no sign of foul play in the death of a 2-month-old boy at a daycare center. When a relative arrived at the Ribbons and Bows Daycare Center on Monday to pick up the infant, identified as Corey Henry, police say the baby was not breathing. Doctors at DuPont Hospital for Children told police they found no apparent injuries to the child to suggest foul play. State health officials say the results of an autopsy conducted are still pending, and additional testing will take about 6 weeks. Police have searched the car of a Delaware State University student charged with shooting 2 fellow students last week. Lawyer Braden's dorm room and the home of a relative were also searched. School officials say investigators are still looking for the weapon used in the shootings. Police also say they now believe the 2 people shot were not the intended targets. Salaries for administrators and secretarial staff in the Brandywine School District will be higher this school year. The district school board has approved a 2.5% pay hike for administrators and raises averaging 6% for secretarial staff. Administrators can also qualify for a raise in merit pay of up to 1%. Coming up, a burger recall to tell you about. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
A North Jersey meat company is recalling boxes of frozen hamburger patties due to possible E. coli contamination. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service says Tops Meat Company is recalling boxes of patties sold under the Tops, Westside, Kohler Foods, and Butcher's Best brands. The recall was sparked by a cluster of illnesses in the Northeast. The patties were distributed to stores all over the U.S. If you have questions about the recall, you should contact the USDA. Congressman Castle and several fellow House members from both parties have signed a pledge to end political infighting and work towards stabilizing Iraq. Castle says the group has agreed to stop opposing efforts to cut funding for the troops, establish a defined and measurable mission for the troops, and require the president to give Congress a regular progress report. 14 Republicans and 14 Democrats have signed the agreement. City firefighters made quick work of a house fire yesterday. WDEL's Carl Konevsky has details.
One person was hurt Tuesday morning in a Wilmington house fire. A 34-year-old woman who lived at 1735 West 2nd Street was treated for smoke inhalation after getting out of her apartment at about 5:30 in the morning. A second-floor occupant also got out okay. 30 firefighters had things under control in less than 20 minutes. No word yet on a cause.
Newark city manager says he's retiring after 20 years on the job to start a government consulting firm. Carl Luft says the business would focus on advising cities and towns on planning, management, and hiring issues. Luft says he plans to leave in March and announced his retirement 6 months early to ease the transition. He's offered to help City Council find a replacement. A number of companies with Delaware ties appear on a new list of the best companies to work for from Working Mothers magazine. The list recognizes companies that cater to a new, younger workforce, providing options like telecommuting, flex time, and compressed work weeks. Some of the companies operating locally include AstraZeneca, Bank of America, Chrysler, and DuPont. Well, the Phillies stumble in their chase for the playoffs. WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast coming up.
I'm
Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
WDEL Sports. The Phillies dropped a game back in the wild card race with 5 games to play as they lost to Atlanta 10-6 last night. The Phillies fell behind 4-1, but rallied to take a 5-4 lead in the 5th. But the Braves came back with 4 runs in the 6th, and Chipper Jones added a 2-run homer in the 9th. The Phillies wasting 4 home runs on the night, including Jimmy Rollins' 30th and Ryan Howard's 43rd. Chase Utley and Jason Worth also went long for the Phils. They stayed 2 games back of the Mets in the NL East. The Mets lost to Washington 10-9. The Phils and Braves play the Game 2 of their series tonight. Kyle Loesch on the mound against Tim Hudson, with the action on WDEL covered starting at 6:30. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: sun and clouds today with a high near 90. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 66. And for tomorrow, clouds and sun, a shower or thunderstorm around, the high reaching 86. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL, or anytime right here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.